got a problem. Howdy, welcome back to the Addicted Motors YouTube channel. My name is Troy, and I bought two Freelanders. And believe it or not, they just dropped them off. It's Saturday night. They dropped them off a while ago. I just came here to collect them because they just parked them outside of the shop, which is not good. Yeah, let's get into this. But literally, I just pulled it in. Here's the first one. This is a 2005, 111,000 mile SE3, and it started, it runs. So that one's over here. Is a 65,000 mile 2002 four-door, and it's dead. So let's see if it'll start. All right, so well, that doesn't have a lot of charge in it. Let's see if it'll fire up. Woo! That actually sounds pretty good. I'm a Freelander expert now, so you know. One Freelander, two Freelanders. I'm an idiot. This is probably the dumbest thing that we've done. I mean, if I didn't learn my lesson from all the bad LR3s and L322s, then this definitely takes the cake. But that's charging 14. So this one, I already tell it has a bad radiator cap that just doesn't really seal right. It definitely sounds like a Freelander V6. I added some coolant because the coolant was a little bit low. Probably have to do a thermostat on that one. But we've been idling here and it's about 204. Brought the scan gauge, which is good, so it's not dead. So right off the bat, got no gas, and that window works, just like my old one. That doesn't work. And I got a saggy headliner. I mean, let's go, Freelander time! And we already got a problem. Is that oil or coolant? That's probably coolant. Yep, that's coolant. That's the coolant leak. We're already finding some problems. Fun time. What's in here? Oh! How the fuck? Oh, well, we also bought a D5, so that probably won't be a video because that's for a buddy of ours, but we're gonna talk about D5s here in a little bit. But that one we're gonna let sit because that's got a coolant leak. That's the problem. Let's see what this one, maybe we can take this one home. All right, so we got codes. Those look like misfire codes. We'll get into those later, but let's get this quick once over and we'll take this one. All right, and since I'm a Freelander expert now, the first thing I do before I drive this thing home is check to make sure the thermostat isn't leaking, check down in the valley, and this one is good. So we don't have any obvious coolant leaks. We're gonna check the oil and take this one home. So let's start this journey. Not that one. I'm not gonna take that one. All right, so let's fire this trusty steed back up. So right now, I am freeing it from Sports Car Workshops. I've done a once over. We're not leaking any coolant that I can see. We are not leaking any oil that I can see. We've got two bad window regulators in the back, and a bad rear window regulator as well. Slight little smell in here, but we're gonna work on that. But let's see how it drives. Now, I apologize for the lighting. We're doing this at night. So suspension, a couple bumps, seems okay. Temperature is holding at like 170, so that's awesome. Engine seems smooth so far. Probably just hasn't been driven in a while. I need to put gas in it, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But yeah, it's 65,000 miles. Car feels pretty tight. Yeah, hey, listen, if you're not here for this type of content, then go find another channel because I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel for things I find interesting, and this is where I'm at. All right, so transmission works. Don't have any crazy vibrations yet. I've got a real car. I think the water in the back is simply from the rear window being stuck open, so let me see if I can make it home. All right, so the exciting part is the codes haven't come back. You know, for some reason, these engines, even mine would do, if it's sit for a while, I would have a bunch of misfires and stuff, but when it's running and you put some heat in it and you get things going, she's happy. Temps are good too. The thermostat's gonna open up here probably in a second. And but I'll just put some gas in it. I think, I don't know, seems okay. All right, fire it up, put about 10 gallons into it, so that's good. She's healthy, she's there. Still smells a little interesting in here, but we'll clear that out. Let's see how she does on the highway. So more driving impressions, and guys, I know this isn't a Testarossa, but transmission shifts very well. Power's right there. Again, no front end vibration for the CV joints. Yeah, the car just feels nice and tight. Like I said, 65,000 miles. Even with these old tires that it has on it, it tracks straight and it seems to be functioning as a car. All these things to me are quite exciting because it is you know, a fun, I think, interesting little Land Rover. Like I said, Freelanders don't exist anymore, and it is kind of fun when you find one, especially in gold. All right. Do a little mergy poo. Good thing you put your turn signal on, bud. Or my first yield. Some beans. Sport mode. Power. Yeah, there's above the speed limit. I mean, that seemed pretty healthy. I don't know. I don't smell any bad smells or anything. Pretty good. I don't know. This engine almost seems healthier than the last one I had with 10,000 less miles. This one seems to potentially been driven more, but not 100% sure about that. All right, so Freelander number 1 made it back. No major issues. No codes really even came up again. Put gas in it, drove great on the highway, good power and all that. So now we're gonna do a little bit of sorting. Probably needs a headliner and a few other things. Again, this is just day 1 in the dark. Let's see how it looks in the morning. All right, so let's see this beast in the daylight. I haven't done anything to it. Just threw some gas in it and driving it. And again, these kind of 80s and 90s gold colors, like my E36, are really kind of growing on me, especially when you've got the accents with all the different lights and the spare tire. It just looks cool. Check out that Automobile All-Star Freelander Award 2002. You know, I mean, what else can you get for very cheap with all-wheel drive and a heated windshield, heated seats? You know, all the kind of bells and whistles you need, nothing you don't. You could definitely use a buff and a wash, but the lights aren't like too faded or anything like that. It just, it's got a good look about it. There's a little bit of paint fade on the roof, but they kind of all do that. But the plastic, it's kind of faded evenly. So, you know, nothing major to report, at least from the outside. I mean, the green one was cool, but this one's just a little classier, I guess. You know, it's a little more rad, I guess, if you want to put it like that. And then it's still dirty, but the kind of biscuit on black interior with those old gauges kind of reminds me of like an SLK type early late 90s Mercedes interior, which I like a lot. Seats are in great condition too. Yeah, I'm digging it. This thing's rad. I don't know, maybe the first gens are a little radder than the seconds, because this is cool. All right, so shakedown. Very impressed. We've got a battery from 22. It's good. Probably gonna do a reservoir cap. These they always go bad. Let pressure. I could hear it seeping. I tighten it up. It stopped doing it a little bit, but kind of still something to think about. Look back here. Like I said, the thermostat looked okay. Obviously needs a wash and a little detail. Gonna need a headliner. Gonna need a window regulator over there. This one is a little jammed up. Then I gotta get this. Don't know if that's a regulator issue or a reset, you know, parameter issue. You know, I do a hard reset and you know, you figure out where the stop points are, because for the auto window and whatnot. But I mean, so far, pretty impressed for what it is. All right, now, welcome back to the Freelander saga. So a few things have happened, I guess, in the last, week or so. It's Thanksgiving weekend. So what has transpired? Well, I've taken this four-door 2001 or 2 Freelander under my wing. I've made this my personal project for the next month or so. I've been driving it around, testing it, seeing what's going to happen, when it's going to explode. Again, these KV6 engines, everyone said they're going to explode. This one hasn't exploded. And so what I'm going to do is what I did last time, is I'm going to live with it and fix it. We're going to fix the things that are wrong with it and kind of breathe some life back into this truck. It doesn't need a whole lot, but it does need some annoying things. And I'll kind of go through the list that I've identified right now. Now you might notice I have the hood up and it's on a battery tender. Not because the battery is dead or has a slow draw or anything like that. It's because the radio, the factory CD player GPS radio thing says locked. And I believe it's because someone has put the code in too many times and has locked it out. So instead of disconnecting the battery like most cars, with this you have to actually, I think, turn the ignition to the accessory and leave it on for over an hour. And then I might be able to input the code. I don't know, we'll see. Some other minor things I have to do, not minor, but I have to do the headliner again. I need to rip another headliner out of a Land Rover. So we're gonna do that tonight. We need to pull off these door cards, both rear door cards and the trunk. I'm sorry, this one. This one needs to get, hear that? You can hear the motor, but the cable must have snapped at some point, so it's not doing anything because I think water was getting in and getting into the toolkit back there. So we need to fix. And really the last thing is change the oil. I mean, maybe put a new radiator cap on it. Little things, minor little things for now, and just keep putting miles on it. This car was probably one I'm going to sell. I don't know if it's gonna be through the shop or me personally. I'm gonna put miles on it. We're gonna kind of, test it really. I want to make sure it's a good car, and first we gotta fix it. All right, so I got the code prompt to come up, and it really, again, so I heard you have to hold menu button for about a minute. That wasn't it, and I was like, let me just hold 6. Maybe that's the prompt button. Held 6 down, and now the prompt comes up. I have a code. I don't know if it's gonna work. Let's try it out. All right. It's a very odd way of inputting this code. Maybe I hit, I don't know how to. All right, send it home. Oh, it's the reset. Man, how do I confirm it? So, so you can get all different numbers, right? 8, 5, 6, 9. Huh. All right, so I'm gonna give up on that because that's annoying, and I don't really have time to wait another hour for it to reset. I need to do some Googling on it. Let's get this nasty headliner out. All right, now it's out, but it's a mess, right? These things just get disgusting and just dried out and leaves this residue of orangey glue foam everywhere. So I gotta get that out of my hair. I gotta clean out the back end of my eyes. And yeah, like I said, not the hardest headliner to remove at all, but there's a few wire in there. Let's check the sunroof motor, check a few other things, and just hopefully clean up this mess. It's a lot for a Freelander, right? All right, I always hate getting into the factory waterproofing, weather stripping, whatever you want to call it. It's just a shame, but that's the only way to get access. So let's see what this is doing. I've removed this panel, just a couple screws in the bottom, and just your normal door trim. Remover tools is really all that's needed. So yeah, motor's spinning. Okay. So the motor works. Now this seems a little loose. You know, this being on the ground doesn't seem to be how it should look. I don't know. Probably not that expensive to try it again. It's completely disconnected. Interesting. So I've got a garage full of Freelander bits. I've got half the interior taken apart. I've got the headliner out. Working on probably getting that rear window regulator out and both the rear glass, but the rear door window regulators. So yeah, I'm fully submerged up to my neck in random Freelander bullshit. So I think I'm gonna call it for this video tonight. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to be more of this it's a truck on the channel later, as well as the SE3 two-door. I haven't even got to that one yet, and a few other cars coming up probably the next few weeks. So tune in if you like this type of content, and like and subscribe. I've got thousands of other videos out there, probably the most Land Rover content on YouTube, maybe, sure. I'll tell you myself that, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you.